bad, didn't they? But here's the betting. Oh, first of all, let's talk about Carroll's Treasure, the Cash Asmussen, who's, of course, going to ride the favourite in the Eclipse later on. He rides the favourite here. Carroll's Treasure hasn't run for a long time, only had one run this season, but that's no handicap. He's good fresh.
He's good fresh, and he also, if you go racing and you don't know Carroll's Treasure, when he sweats like this, he usually runs well. It's just a characteristic. He's often difficult at the stalls and goes in late. Cash, familiar, just toe in the iron, going around on this big, strong horse by Balladar, who's actually, if anything, although he was a good 2-year-old Carroll's Treasure, he won at Royal Ascot indeed, is possibly an even better horse now at the age of 6 than he's been throughout his career. And John rightly pointed out he hasn't run for an awfully long time. He won the Field Marshal Stakes on his reappearance, but he struck into himself on the way to the start for the Palace House Stakes. And John told you he was favourite. Well, we can now give you news of the betting.
Certainly is, Jimbo, but it's a light betting heat. They've taken 4-1, 7-2. Burlington under 30 now, 3-1 against Carroll's Treasure, with 5 Flight and Lads, 11-2 Paul George. It's then 6-1 bar Boozy and Duck and Dive. Duck and Dive, Castle's horse from 7, but Solid is the horse that Castle trying to get on in the paddock. That Boozy is 6-1 chance, great story that. And it's 12-1 Night at Sea, light betting race. I think the punters are saving their money to smash into Creator in the Eclipse.
So the stalls are placed on the stand side, and plenty of pace from Blighton Lad. So could be pace from Access Travel, but Boozy in the blue jacket, just a little bit wound up there in stall 9, shows a lot of pace too. We're waiting for Blighton Lad, one of the Northern Raiders. We've had a Northern Raider successful today already to go into the stalls, and Blighton Lad is just proving a little bit reluctant about so doing. The favourite comes from stall 1 on the extreme right, and that's Carroll's Treasure, which is 3-1. Blighton Lad, the joint second favourite at 5-1, is in the red jacket, and Rivers Rhapsody, which is wide drawn 10, is in the pink jacket. But we're waiting for Webster and Blighton Lad, and John Balding, the trainer's son, is down there at the stalls. That's it. They're lined up. Duck and Dive is was nearest to us. That's on the left. That's 11. That's it. They break away. Boozy really hits the gates and takes an early lead. Haley Prince is showing very good pace, and on the extreme right, Carroll's Treasure is a length or so off the pace, but it's Boozy through the first quarter mile. Night at Sea with a black cap. Haley Prince just off the pace. Blighton Lad. Carroll's Treasure comes with a run down the stands rails, comes through into 3rd place. Boozy in blue, Night at Sea green and black, then Carroll's Treasure, who runs the rail. Haley Prince on the outside. Duck and Dive followed down by Julian. Access Travel is making a bit of ground on the outside of the pack. Blighton Lad, a great big horse, comes through on the inside of Poyle George, but they've got 2 furlongs left to go, and Boozy still has it from Night at Sea. Carroll's Treasure in behind them, all dressed up and looks for room. Poyle George, Haley Prince on the outside, Blighton Lad. Rivers Rhapsody starts to make devastating strides on the wide outside, but it's Night at Sea that's come through to take it up by half a length to Boozy in second. A big race for the places, but it's Night at Sea flashing a tail but coming clear of Boozy. Rivers Rhapsody stays on for 3rd, but up towards the line, Night at Sea wins it well from Boozy. Rivers Rhapsody takes 3rd. Carroll's Treasure never got into the race, shares a photo 4 with Duck and Dive, and then came Blighton Lad, Julian, Poyle George, Haley Prince, and last of all was Access Travel. The result then of this 5th running of the Trafalgar House Sprint. It's a win for number 10, Night at Sea. This one in the colours Lady Juliet to chair, trained at Newmarket by Luca Cumani and ridden today by Basil Marcus, for whom she is the 17th winner of the season for a popular and very successful South African jockey just here prior to going to Hong Kong through in the winter. It's a very close call for second between number 9 Boozy and number 11 Rivers Rhapsody. In fact, those are called in a photo for second.